Welcome to the Healthy Mind, Fit Body podcast. This is episode number 17, and I'm Kevin, and Wes is on the other line. How's it going, Wes?
Good, Kev. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just had myself a antioxidant-rich green tea.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about green tea and the whole weight loss aspect of that. And I had a hard time believing that it's actually been scientifically proven that green tea can have an effect on burning fat.
Yeah.
But apparently, it has been validated in some clinical studies.
It has, and I think when I first tried green tea a long time ago, I didn't really like it, but after I had a few cups, I started to really like it. So I think for a lot of people, it's an acquired taste.
Mm-hmm. There's different types of green tea, and they contain various amounts of caffeine. I can't really ever get any sort of buzz from the caffeine in tea at all. I can definitely get it from coffee, so I typically don't drink the caffeinated coffee.
How about Red Bull?
Red Bull, that's one of those drinks, the super juices maybe, huh? We got an article coming up here. We're going to talk about the 5 most overrated health food trends.
Yeah, I don't think Red Bull could be anywhere near considered a health food, but...
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, so 5 most overrated health food trends.
Yeah, this article kind of caught my eye on the Chicago Tribune under health, written by Janet Helm, special to the Tribune. And the first one was something that we've seen a lot, is these super juices.
Yeah, I never bought into the super juices. I've seen those for years now, and it started out, I think, as a multi-level marketing scheme,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like a really good thing when everybody first started talking about them, but there really doesn't seem to be a lot to it as far as all the cleaning out your toxins and all that.
Yeah, whatever their claim to fame is, inside of it, like these 2 bottles they show here, acai and mangosteen.
Right.
With pomegranate? What does that say?
That says passion fruit.
Passion fruit. It says the claim is these elixirs, extracted from acai, goji berry, mangosteen, and other exotic fruits, tout extraordinary antioxidant levels and claim to burn fat, cleanse toxins, and fight the flu. Often fortified with extra nutrients and sold online or through distributors, the juices can be quite costly. Why they're overrated? You're paying more for the marketing than the value of what's inside the bottle, says this dietitian Leslie Bonci, director of sports nutrition at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. It's a pricey way to get your antioxidants, she said. You'd be better off with a glass of orange juice and simply add more color on your plate. Even the antioxidant levels in many of these super juices have been questioned. Some studies have revealed that the amounts are comparable to apple juice. In the bottom line, they recommend buying a less expensive juice at the grocery store and eat whole fruit more often. Limit juice to just 1 glass, 8 ounces or less a day.
Sounds pretty sensible.
Yeah, although to say that you should just drink a glass of orange juice instead kind of defeats the purpose of the reason why we eat real food, you know?
Yeah.
We want to get the pulp and the fiber and all the density that you get from eating the real thing rather than just the juice.
Yeah, definitely much better to eat the fruit than to drink the juice. And in fact, you're getting a higher insulin spike if you have a glass of juice.
Yep.
Much higher. So yeah, there's really not a lot of reason to spend money on anything like this. I don't see, because, and I've seen these bottles, I've seen people selling these, and I've tasted them, and I've seen the price on them. And I mean, they're like $30 or $35 for a bottle that's going to last you, I don't know, maybe a week.
$35 for 1 bottle?
Yeah, that's what I saw. And this is a couple years ago. Yeah, and it was supposed to cure everything, like it says in this article. I mean, it's basically a cure-all for everything, so they really get you going on that. And you'll never get sick, and you'll have, you'll lose weight, and basically, yeah, it does everything but make your breakfast.
Well, I think they're referring to the ones, I've seen these on the shelf, and they're like probably $2-3 a bottle. Kind of like a fancy sort of Gatorade.
Okay, because the mangosteen, when I saw it, this is specifically mangosteen, it was $30.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
That's really throwing your money away.
Yeah, but these are probably like $3 or $4.
Even if you look at the pomegranate juice, that one company, Palm, that makes that stuff in a kind of a cute little container.
Yeah.
It's not as expensive as that,
No.
but it is pretty good. I mean, pomegranate does have some great aspects to it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Nutritious. But again, the juice thing is kind of defeating the purpose of eating the real fruit.
Yep.
So, and very few people probably just drink an 8-ounce glass of juice. Like, that's just a cup.
Yeah.
Typically, when people pour a glass of juice, it's probably at least 12 ounces, if not 16 ounces.
Yeah, that's true.
So you've got that problem of measurement.
And I think I used to do that with the orange juice. I remember if I felt like I was getting a cold, I would just drink massive amounts of orange juice because I thought I was getting vitamin C and I was hydrating myself at the same time. I was like, this is a perfect thing. But I think what I was doing was really just shooting my insulin levels up, and that's actually crushing my immune system. So I think it was
Yes,
making my cold worse.
indeed. Yeah, it seems counterintuitive given all the propaganda that we've been, subjected to over the years about how a big glass of orange juice is healthy.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to drink it with a big stack of pancakes
Oh, of
smothered in
course.
syrup.
Yeah. Why not? Well, the second one is I think both of us disagree on this one, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, virgin coconut oil. They said this is overrated. I really disagree with that. They knocked it for the price first, and yeah, it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but it sounds like they are going with the angle of there are healthier fats out there, and this contains saturated fat. It says coconut oil still is mostly saturated fat, and research does not support the battery of claims.
Yeah. Despite aggressive attempts to improve its tarnished image, it's still mostly saturated fat. Well, this is basically playing into the myth that saturated fat is actually bad for you.
Right.
And we covered that in a former podcast. It was number 4, Hungry Girl Should Eat More Saturated Fat.
Yeah, the science is supporting the fact that saturated fat is okay and even good for you. And yet the myth out there is still that saturated fat is horrible and that it's going to make your arteries clogged and give you a heart attack and all that.
They're telling a tall tale. This Alice Lichtenstein, a nutrition researcher at Tufts University in Boston, where she says numerous studies have shown that coconut oil can raise LDL or bad cholesterol, she said. For years, it's what researchers fed to animals to induce atherosclerosis. I mean, I'm sure that might give sort of a heart palpitation to Tom Naughton, the guy we're going to be interviewing next week,
Yeah.
who created that movie Fathead. And a good share of the movie is refuting this myth of saturated fat and showing the history of it, how it actually got promoted and perpetuated by these people that had their own agenda.
If you do research, it always goes back to follow the money.
Follow the money. Exactly.
So yeah, and I'm sure that's what's happening here with this nutrition researcher at Tufts University. There's some money going on there that's probably not the most ethical.
Yeah, if you go to Fathead Movie, he has a list of experts from the film, and a few of these people have actually written books about fats. For example, Mary Enig, PhD biochemist, author of Know Your Fats. And she says the cholesterol theory is totally and completely wrong. It was made up out of whole cloth and then pushed.
Yeah.
Then, of course, there's Sally Fallon, president of the Weston A. Price Foundation, who said that we've never had these corn oil and other processed vegetable oils in the human diet before and in the entire history of the world. So it's pretty obvious that what's being promoted in the mainstream is not actually healthy for people. Because the bottom line they say here, do not run out and buy coconut oil, especially if you plan to use it in place of more beneficial oils that have been thoroughly studied, such as olive oil, which of course is fine, but then canola oil and other vegetable oils.
Yeah.
These vegetable oils are really high in omega-6 fatty acids, and that can contribute to a lot of inflammation.
Yeah, we certainly don't need more vegetable oils. And next week, when we talk to Tom Naughton, we're going to probably get into that because in the Fathead movie, they really get into the oils and how that came about and why exactly we are told that coconut oil is bad and to eat more vegetable oils and things like that that just are horrible for your health.
Yes, repetition is good, and the more we can counteract the nonsense in the mainstream, the better.
Yep.
Because obviously they've done a poor job of informing people what the truth is.
That's what we're here for.
So coconut oil is good, and I would recommend getting the kind that still has the flavor of coconuts. But you can use the other kind to cook with. Basically, it's flavorless.
I posted an article on this on our blog on the healthymindfitbody.com, and I recommend the Nature's Way. It's extra virgin coconut oil. It was actually the best tasting and the cheapest one that I found in the health food store. So
nice. I actually like the coconut spread that has it's chopped up coconut.
Yeah.
And it's pretty tasty because it tastes more like the the Mounds and Almond Joy bars that I used to
Oh
love.
yeah. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.